Hey guys, Bios Ramos, and today we're going to be going over the third quarter review for the Miami Dolphins 2020 season. And with that being said, the Miami Dolphins have played the Chargers, Broncos, Jets, and Bengals. This was probably one of the easiest stretches of the season that the Dolphins have had, but they were able to manage to get out with a 3-1 record in that stretch, resulting into their 8-4 record heading into the fourth quarter of the season, which is going to be probably the toughest stretch of games the Dolphins had since probably about the midpoint of the season. So, with that being said, let's get into the video. So, the Dolphins, went into the third quarter of the season with a 5-4 record, and they were pretty hot at the time. They had just won four straight. Started off with the 49ers, Jets, Rams, Cardinals, and then third quarter of the season started off with the Chargers. And that game was, I think, the third game that Tua started. Yeah, the third game that Tua started, and he was facing probably one of the guy who was probably going to win Rookie of the Year, Justin Herbert. And it was a pretty good performance. Tua threw two touchdowns. Justin Herbert threw two touchdowns as well, but he also threw an interception. And but the Dolphins prevailed and won that game 29, and for the most part it wasn't that close. It was 29-14, and then the Chargers were able to score one in like the last 2 minutes, and it kind of looked like it wasn't a score, but we'll talk about that more later. So the Dolphins pretty much won this game willingly. Only thing they didn't really do well was get first downs, or two first downs short of the Rams, the Chargers, 19-17. Besides that, time of possession really close, about 30 minutes and 6 seconds, 29 minutes and 54 seconds for the Chargers. Both teams had one turnover. Xavier Howard picked off Justin Herbert. Total yards 280 to 273. So overall, it was a close game, but by no means was it really close in the sense of, okay, the Chargers actually have a chance of winning this game. So the Dolphins are pretty high on themselves. They won 5 straight to this point in the season, and Tua doesn't have a good outing the next game against the Broncos. Didn't turn over the ball or anything, but just the offense could not get moving. He kept on getting sacked. He got sacked 6 times, and this was probably one of the lowest points for him and probably the Dolphins this season. I know you would probably think lowest point of the season could probably be when they lost to the Seahawks, but I think this Broncos loss was a lot worse. And Drew Lock, 270, one interception, another interception for Xavier Howard, and but Dolphins honestly got beat by one, Drew Lock throwing for 270, and then the Broncos having 189 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns resulting from that. And it just, that compiled with the offense not doing good, so they're not having much time on the field. Time of possession, Denver, 30 minutes, 19 seconds, 29 minutes, 41 seconds for the Dolphins. 17 first downs to Denver's 19. Denver had 2 turnovers, Dolphins had 1. This is what was really killer. 223 total yards for the Dolphins, 459 total yards for the Broncos. So it was definitely, I wouldn't put it too much on the defense, but the defense did not do so well, and the offense obviously did not do so well. And then, so they lost 13-20. That was their first loss in like over a month, which was kind of crazy. And then you go over to the next game, play the Jets, and Fitzpatrick ends up starting this game because Tua, not only was he performing bad against the Broncos, but then he also injured his thumb in practice that following week leading up to this Jets game. Dolphins won very convincingly, 20-3, and Sam Darnold looks like Sam Darnold like he does against the Dolphins. Throws 2 interceptions. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns, 24 for 39. Usual kind of day for Fitzpatrick if he's doing well. And that was the biggest thing. Total yards, 345 yards to the Jets, 260. Both teams had 2 turnovers. We had 2 fumbles by Patrick Laird and Matt Breida. First downs, Dolphins had 22, Jets had 10. Time of possession 32 minutes 37 seconds for the Dolphins, 27 minutes and 23 seconds for the Jets. So overall, it just was not a good game for the Jets. I mean, up to this point in the year, before this game, the Dolphins shut out the Jets 24-0. This game, 20-3, only allowing 3 points to the Jets throughout the 2 games that they played this year. I feel like that's very good. Yeah, the Jets are probably one of the worst teams in the NFL. You know, at this point in the season, they were 0-10, and the Dolphins were 6-4. But then they just, they put it on them. Let's be real. And then last week, Dolphins played the Bengals. Tua's back up in the starting lineup, and I mean he performs well. He goes 296 yards, 1 touchdown, 26 of 39. So and he ended up winning Rookie of the Week. That just got announced today, so it's good to hear that. But Dolphins win 7-19. Dolphins defense monsters. I think they had 5 total sacks, if I'm not wrong. Let's see, total sacks. We had 6 sacks. Kyle Van Noy had 3, Shaq Lawson had 2, and Zach Sealer had 1. I mean, the defense was balling, and yeah, you can argue that the Bengals are probably one of the lower tier teams in the league right now. That is true, but still, things got crazy in this game. Tempers got real high, and Dolphins continue to close out this game after scoring 19 unanswered points. After the Bengals had a big play in the first quarter, and that was about it. So total yards of offense for both teams: 196 for the Bengals, 406 for the Dolphins. Turnovers, there was 2 for the Bengals, 1 for the Dolphins. Time of possession, 32 minutes and 16 seconds for the Dolphins, 27 minutes and 44 seconds for the Bengals. First downs, 23 to the Bengals, 12. So, Dolphins had a way with this game. So, that leaves the Dolphins at 8-4 and looking really good. This is probably one of the best starts I think we've had since 2003. And, to some people who were expecting success for the Dolphins this year, were they probably expecting success like this so far into the season? Probably not. They would probably think we're a little bit more in that 6-6 range. Me personally, I was hoping for this type of stuff. I was expecting more probably of a 7-5 type of record at the beginning of the year, at this point in the year. But I'm really proud of what the Dolphins have been able to do. And 8-4, that's no laughing matter. It has us in the, I believe it's 6th in the playoff rankings, in the playoff standings. So right now, this has the Dolphins at 6, and the first 4 are for the divisional winners. We have the same record as a 4th place divisional team, Tennessee Titans 8-4. Behind us is the Colts 8-4, and then in front of us is the Cleveland Browns 9-3. So, with that being said, the Dolphins have a tough stretch of games. Obviously, they're still a little bit game behind the Buffalo Bills 9-3, 8-4. Patriots lost this week, so they're 6-7. Jets are 0-12. So Patriots, gonna be tough for them to even do anything at this point. They really needed to win that last game. But the Dolphins have no easy task in front of them either. They have the Chiefs this upcoming Sunday, and then to follow it up, they have the Patriots, Raiders, Bills. So Dolphins really have the work cut out for them in the 4th quarter of the year. But at least for the 3rd quarter of the year, they got their business done. They couldn't end it with no losses, but at least they were able to get 3 of the 4 games as a win. Where does this put the Dolphins at now? Playoffs basically start on Sunday, and might be an exaggeration. Dolphins could afford to lose this game. I mean, this is the best team in the AFC at the moment. Well, second, first, whatever you want to call it. They're 10-1. Steelers, no, actually they're 11-1. Steelers are 11-1 as well. So these are some of the best teams in the NFL, and when you face the best, gotta bring A game. But we're gonna have more on that on the Chiefs pregame show, which is gonna be I'm gonna make right after this video, so it's gonna be doing the same outfit. But for those of you guys who enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know. Comment what you have thought about this third quarter of the season. I think it went well. It could have gone a little bit better if we didn't have that fluke performance against the Broncos. But you know they are a good team, so give credit where credit is due. But I'm gonna be interesting to see what is gonna happen in the next 4 games. That's gonna be the deciding factor of our playoff chances, Super Bowl chances. Who knows? But Dolphins are looking good right now, and there's only one way to go, and that's up from here. So see what happens.